Welcome to your weekend forecast from the Met Office. The first real blast of severe wintry weather is going to hit the UK this weekend. Weather fronts are pushing in from the Atlantic. There's warnings for rain and winds, and we have amber warnings in force for snow and ice across some parts of the UK. We'll get onto the detail of those in just a minute. First of all, the big picture shows what's happening. Weather fronts pushing in, hitting the cold air that's been sitting across us all week, and that's as the weather fronts arrive, bring the moisture. That's when we're most likely to see issues with snow and freezing rain, and therefore very slippery conditions on the roads. Now, it will chiefly be rain that we see across Northern Ireland, Wales and southwest England. The winds picking up here and the rain getting heavier through Saturday morning. So we have yellow warnings in force to cover that. Elsewhere, generally dry through much of Saturday across the east. But as the wet weather starts to push in, things really deteriorating. Temperatures really struggling, starting below freezing and only 2 or 3 degrees for many through the afternoon. And then as the wet weather hits the cold air over northern England and Scotland, we will see a mixture of rain, sleet and hill snow. That snow could cause some problems, and the rain is likely to be freezing rain in some spots. That's where snow falls, it melts on its way down, turns to rain, and then that rain, when it hits the surface, turns instantly to ice. And that is the main reason we have this amber ice warning in force through central Scotland, across southern Scotland, down into much of northern England. Treacherous conditions on the roads. This is Saturday through the afternoon and evening. Overnight into Sunday morning. It could be very, very icy indeed. Some of the major motorways here, the M6, parts of the A1M, the M74, the M8. And then north of the Central Belt, we have an amber warning in force for snowfall here. Heavy snowfall extending, as I say, north of the Central Belt up into the southern Grampians in particular. 5, 10, maybe 20 centimetres of snow. Could be more than that over the very tops. But through some of the routes here, the A9, for example, blizzards are expected because there'll be heavy snow and strong winds to boot. A larger area covered by a yellow warning, which could see some snow, at least for a time, and also, again, the risk of things being icy through Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening and first thing on Sunday morning. So just bear this in mind if you are travelling through the course of the weekend. That wintry weather continues to work its way northwards. Further snow for a time on Saturday night across parts of central Scotland before gradually easing off through the early hours of Sunday morning. The rain lingering in Shetland there, and the winds too. There could be some big waves around the northeast of Scotland through Saturday night. Again, an extra hazard potentially. Elsewhere, it turns a bit drier on Saturday night, and then we're into Sunday, which is a much brighter day for many. Could be a bit misty and murky in some spots, and there will be some showers in the west, perhaps some heavier rain into the southwest later on as the winds pick up. But many central and eastern areas will be dry on Sunday. Temperatures starting to lift a little bit for many, but actually it'll be dropping off a little bit in the far southwest. Here, though, we could still get to double figures. Elsewhere, we're looking at 6 to 9, whereas Saturday, mostly it's just 2 or 3 degrees. So it is turning a little bit milder, which means the ice should melt through Sunday morning. But those warnings remain in force through Saturday night and into Sunday. Please keep up to date with those weather warnings because things could change. And just bear that in mind if you are travelling, some really tricky travelling conditions. You can see the warnings for yourself on the Met Office website, download our app or follow us on social media.